Hi guys, and welcome to the monologues. And I'll be honest, I'm saying that like this is the first take. It is not. It's been, I don't know, take number five. And I think today is hard. Today is hard. It's been hard to really find the zen of what it is that I'm trying to say. So let me just talk about what's been going on in my life. It's been very busy for me, and it's been very full, and we're always 100%, thankful and appreciative for that because we've known times when, our lives have not been as full, and the jobs and the things that we're doing and the expression of who we are has not been as big as we would want it to be, right? So I am grateful and I am thankful, but not but thankful, full stop. So I think the thing, especially for women, I think probably no, for men as well, it's just that we need these comforts in different ways. It's times when there's so much going on in your life that you want. I think for me that I think like, oh my gosh, wouldn't it be great to just text somebody and say, wow, like it's been crazy. I had a particularly long day 2 weeks ago. My Rotary Club, I'm part of the Rotary Club about the river. I don't know if you can see my pin over there. Yeah, so that's like the Rotary pin. It's, yeah, you can barely see it, but I'll show it to you one day. Yeah, and we were doing the premiere of Wakanda Forever, which was amazing because we got, amazing sponsors and then we were Mrs. Nyong or Honorable Mrs. Nyong who came, as a special guest to the event, and we had the CEO of the Kenya Film Commission, and we had all these other amazing sponsors that appeared, and we were kind of like doing this thing on a whim and a prayer, right? I'll be honest. It's decided as like, wouldn't it be nice if we could do this thing? And then it spiraled, and then it became this event. Like I'd done something like that the year before for my friend Mumi Minor, who was one of the actresses in The Matrix. Like seriously, so we done something like that before last year. It was a bit smaller because we had fewer people there, but it was also amazing. So this one was a lot bigger. And but I decided as a whim, like, wouldn't it be good if we could do this thing again? And then, then people encourage you, like my Rotary members were encouraging me, like, go for it, do it, let's do it. So we did it, of course, as the Rotary. And somewhere down the line, like there comes this line between, oh my gosh, wouldn't it be nice if, to the point where you can tell yourself, okay, this is not going to happen, and you turn back, to the point where you're standing here and there's an option to say, let me go this way, or there's an option to jump. So, because I am an Umbogo, I almost always jump to this other side. And because we were backed by such amazing people and we're doing such a great course, which is I Stand for Dignity, bringing dignity to boys and girls, for girls by giving menstrual hygiene packs and mentorship. And then boys, we give, it depends on the needs of those specific boys. Sometimes it's footballs and mentorship, sometimes it's underwear and membership and mentorship. For boys, it's a little bit different because it's very specific to the area and the institution, that you're working with. So it was a good course. Everything was brilliant. It was a good reason to do it. So we did it. And that last week, like, oh my gosh, it was hard. This one was hard because we were dealing with so many people. We were dealing with quite a number of sponsors. We were dealing with a theater hall. We did it at Westgate Cinema. We're dealing with volunteers. The Rotary is all volunteers. All of us are there volunteering, and you kind of have to pull all these things together. We kind of had to pull all these things together and make it work. And at some point, you're like, our names are on this event. This event has to be successful, and we've talked to so many people and we have so much goodwill, like it has to happen and it has to be successful. So even when you hit the hiccups along the way, which you will always hit in an event, maybe not always, I should start changing that and say this event will go completely smoothly and there'll be no problems. I am yet to do an event like that. I mean, some of them obviously go better, some of them there's more hassle at different points, but I'm yet to meet an event that it just all went smoothly as planned, you know, but they all come out perfect in the end. Um, so this event had a lot of hiccups towards the end, not so much in the beginning, towards the end. But we overcome all of them. And on the last day, again, it was hard. But we got more people than we thought we would get. We made more money for our charity. I Stand for Dignity than we thought we would make. We had amazing people showing up. Like I said, Honorable Mrs. Nyongo, Mrs. Dorothy Nyongo, she was there, and she's just this amazing, warm person. Lupita's mother, amazing, warm person, and she came with her friends and her family, and they had a good time, and all Rotary members and the members, some of the film industry people came, and we all had a good time. And the thing is that hopefully most of these people did not get any of the back end stuff that was going on. Us guys paddling as fast as we could to make sure that people got their tickets, got their snacks, got their food, enjoyed themselves, and went into the theater hall and watched the movie. So we're at the back end and we are paddling and getting phone calls. And so there's one of the Rotary members. So I told her, listen, I am going to watch this movie, because she said, I'm not going to buy a ticket because we'll be too busy doing stuff, so I won't get to watch the movie. She said she wouldn't get to watch the movie, and I was like, no, that is you. I am paying. I mean, she paid. I was like, I am paying. I am paying the full fee, and I'm gonna watch my movie. I'm gonna walk in with everybody, and she laughed. She said, I'd like to see how you do that. And I said, you will see me do that. And I didn't. I watched the first 10 minutes, the middle 5 minutes, like the last 10 minutes. And the only reason, because I never want to get spoilers, but I was like, there's no way I'm missing this amazing opportunity to sit in this theater hall with these people and say, I sat in the theater hall, with CEO Timothy Owase, with Mrs. Dorothy Nyong'o. I sat in the theater hall with these people. So I sat in there and I watched those little tiny bits, and they were amazing. I still need to go back and watch the movie. And at the end of the day, I was just drained. Like, I was drained. I mean, after that, a bunch of us went and sat downstairs at the grill shack, and we watched. I mean, we had drinks, and we ate, and it was nice. And then still came back home to my local with still a few friends, and we had a good time. But by the time I was getting to bed, my soul was done. Like, first of all, I'm an introvert, as you know, or if you don't know that, I'm an introvert. So I was done. I was done. There is tired of your body is tired, and there's tired of everything in you is tired. And everybody I'm meeting is like, oh my God, this is amazing. Thank you so much. It was fabulous. Thank you so much. It was great. And I loved it. There's a part of me that's like, really? Because you see, we're in the steam room. We're the guys, you're whatever in your sweat, you're chucking the wood into the fire, somebody's perpetrating the fire. You're like, make sure the fire doesn't die. In the steamship, and all of us kind of like fighting for our lives to make sure that everything stays as it's supposed to stay. So when somebody says it's amazing, it warms your heart, and at the same time, you're like, phew, So I came home and I was just done. I was done, and the next day also I was done. And I was still in bed by like 1 p.m. And the same lady who was telling me, like, you're not gonna get to watch the movie, so she called me because she was like our press liaison, and she was like, oh my gosh, the press had such amazing time, they loved it being there with you guys, they were treated really well. And it just uplifted my spirits, and I was telling her I've not even gotten out of bed, and she said, no, you need to get out of bed. This was a great event, you're gonna get some great coverage, you need to get out of bed. And so I did. And Wakanda for me, like there's another one of the team lead and me, like we have this new saying now that we say we survived. It's like, I survived Wakanda. The actual events that we were putting together. And I think it kind of reminded me of, because I speak a lot about purpose and dreams and relationships, right? And I think this particular one, this event, it kind of reminded me of what it's like when you're in the forefront of things. And people are watching you, and for everybody else who doesn't know what's going on in the inside, it may seem like you're doing all these things seamlessly, and people are like, oh my gosh, you're amazing, oh my god, you're so confident, oh my god, you're such a dreamer, and all these things, and these things are true. But there is the steam room, um where all these things are being put together, and where you don't know whether or not the ship is going to float today. I make fun sometimes when I do events, like I always get this mini panic moment of, oh my God, what if it doesn't come together today? What if today it doesn't come together? Um, and weirdly, it always comes together. But in the steam room, when you're busy throwing wood into the fire, and the guy who's supposed to be preparing the wood didn't show up for whatever reason, or the charcoal is late, or there is a hole, in the oven or something, and you just don't know if the ship is going to stay afloat. But you blow that, you fan that fire anyway, you chuck that wood in there anyway. And as my sister and I like to joke, my sister Emma, we have this thing of when you're in the turbulence in the ocean up there at the top, like that kind of group of people, like in Titanic, that group of people that's jumped into the lifeboats and you're off and the ship is sinking and you guys are being saved and we have this thing where we're saying, you're there like, roar, roar. Those guys. We always, anytime one of us is going through like this really tough time, the other person will send like a meme of this roar, roar, just put the words roar, roar. And it's a signifying thing of to keep going. So I think the message that's trying to come out today is you are in the steam room. And because you're in the steam room, you don't really see the beauty of the ship that is kind of floating through the waters at sunset and the amazing impact that you're making on so many people up there who are enjoying themselves. And to you in your head, it's like raw, raw. And I think for me, the thing with Wakanda, what like those 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes that I got to watch the movie, I remember finding an empty seat near the aisle and I just sat and that was like probably even less than 10 minutes, 8 minutes. And my phone was going off, because there's always somebody looking for you. And I just thought, no, I'm just gonna sit here and I'm gonna watch this however long I can before my mind kicks me out of this theater hall. And I remember laughing. I was watching the thing and laughing, and there's a part of my brain that's like, hiya, the laughing thing button is still working, and it helped me relax. Like, I remember laughing and enjoying the movie. And because I'm a writer, we always watch, well, I do anyway. When you're watching a movie, you're watching for reactions of the audience, you're watching to see the soul of the actor coming out, and you're watching to see what the story is. And I had those amazing 8 minutes of being above on the deck of the ship as opposed to in the steam room and saying, wow, this is amazing. Or inviting people in to watch the movie and they don't want to come in because I mean, not don't want to, but they're delaying because they're having such a good time and listening for the laughter of people, having a good time, friends seeing each other for the first time in a while, people all dressed up and just thinking, wow, this is such a good experience. And I think that's a lesson for me in life is no matter how hot that steam room is, or no matter how much you're like raw, raw, just for a minute stop and just look around and see the impact that you're making in the lives of others and the impact that you're making in your own life and have the trust and the faith that the universe is going to bring all these things together. And it's actually quite a beautiful tapestry that you